All right, we are we are on round two already, you guys. So it didn't work. I tried to share my screen and instead everything went black and I couldn't see anything happening. So that didn't work. I will see what I can do and work with somebody else who can show me how to share my screen because I see y'all doing it and I know you can. I just don't know why it didn't work for me. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We are starting a little bit early today because I was supposed to have an appointment. So I switched everything, but then we had a blizzard and now we can't go anywhere and my appointment got canceled anyways. So I'm here with you guys a little bit early. We'll be back on next week at 1 p.m. just like always. And I want to go ahead and get oiled. You go ahead and get oiled. Tell me what you're oiling. Tell me what you're using. Tell me where you are from and give me a big hey. And then make sure you share this so your friends can see it as too. See it too, so you can just have them join in. So hi, I see my first person. Hey, Miss Kathy, how are you? So I'm gonna start with, I bet y'all know, a frankincense. It is like my go-to all the time. Oh my goodness, hi Carol. I haven't seen you in forever. Queen of oils. Oh, got my frankincense going, feeling all good and lovely. You guys know this is one of my favorite. Talking about hormones is one of my favorite things because I think it's one of those subjects that like affects all of us and we're all confused on what we should and what we shouldn't do and all the things. So it's one I really want you guys to take and share and teach. So I did take the time to make PowerPoints again for this week with all of the notes in there. That is a gift of love because you guys know I'm not good at typing up my words. I like to just yammer. So it is going to be posted on shannonhudsonwyl.com. You can go in, pull up the replay if you missed any of the other ones in the series because this is a 5-week series. You can go watch those. You can also pull up the PowerPoints and then you can use them as notes, which is what I'm doing today. Since I wasn't able to go live, I just printed out the PowerPoint so that I can use it as my notes and teach. So you could do that in person with your friends and family. My big thing is that I want other people to know, like you're here today, you're in Young Living, you've had these great opportunities, these amazing stories, because these oils just rock it out. But other people need to know. There's a world of people out there that don't know we're supposed to feel good. They don't know we're supposed to have energy, and it's our job to turn around and tell them. So I'm hoping that you do that. If a friend tags you in this, if you get it because they send you the video link as a replay, it's because they love you. And when you decide, hey, I want to get some of that oily goodness, I want you to hook back up with the person that sent it, tagged you, or if you just seen it on their what's it called, their Facebook or their social media, and you popped in, they're still the person you're going to get back with and answer. They'll answer all your questions and help you get all your goodness. And if you just found us on accident, you were just Googling hormones and it popped up on YouTube or whatever, then go ahead and reach out to me. Best way to get a hold of me is right here on my Facebook, or you can get a hold of me at shannonhudsonYL.com. It's my website. That's where all the replays are going to be. So here's the deal. Since we're all home on a blizzard, I should be able to have time to answer a lot of your questions today. So if after I get done or I'm talking and it sparks a question for you, type that question in the feed and I will spend today going back in and answering questions. So I want to make sure that you feel confident when we're done and going out and sharing and doing all the things. So um, anyway, so another oil I'm going to put on real quick is my Endoflex. We're going to talk about Endoflex. It is one of my, I use it all the time. You guys know that. You see me on stuff. And I like to put it over my thyroid. I also take it and I put it on my head and I put it on my temples. And I'm all about the top of my head because, you know, that's my antenna, right? Anyway, so those are the oils I'm going to get started with. I'm super excited. I really am. I also had a really good time. I'm not a PowerPoint kind of girl. It's not my thing. But I really had fun making them and creating them. And I've shared with you guys before, if you're making stuff, Canva is such a simple tool. You can get a free, I think it's like a free month of creating and making, and I had an absolute blast. But you can also do things like Grow Workshop. Grow Workshop has got all kinds of different classes already made and ready for you to use and share with other people. Again, it's all about getting that message out there and for you to feel confident. So you don't always have to do our exact verbiage or exactly how Grow has it. You can tweak them out. You can do stuff. There's a bunch of different services you can use. So don't let that be a reason why you're not doing anything. So the first thing I want to talk about is, y'all, sex is everywhere. Legit, it is on TV, it is on YouTube, it is in anything you read. It's sensationalized when you're checking out in all the magazines and every movie. And I remember, do you know that like Lucy, them having the two beds in the same room and them showing them getting ready for bed, like that was really risque back in the day. And now, sex it's just it's everywhere. Even our young ones see a lot of sexual stuff that I for sure wouldn't have wanted my kids to see when they were younger, but it is out there. So we need to stop being so uptight and we need to talk about the things. Because even with sex being all over the place, if somebody is having, if you and your spouse, significant other, are having a hard time having intercourse, or he can't get an erection, or it hurts when you have sex, or either of the things, or you just don't want to, we can't even talk to each other about it. And to me, that's cray cray. With sex being everywhere, we should have that freedom to just chit chat, to just talk, to just say, hey, I can't, it hurts when we have intercourse. It hurts. As you get older, we don't have the same lubrication and it thins out. And we're going to talk about ways to fix that. But we should be able to talk to it. I mean, people are even afraid to tell their doctors when they're having sexual issues because we have this prudish thing about it. But I want you to know we should want to have sex. We should be capable of having amazing orgasms. Orgasms do things. They do things, but they hit off all these different neurotransmitters, these feel good neurotransmitters, and they kick out more hormones and all these things. And if you can't have an orgasm, ladies, if you've never had an orgasm, I can tell you why you're cranky because it really makes a difference. So we're going to talk about some of that. And I want you to know that I'm not going to like be all tiptoey. I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to shoot straight so that we can get over all of this stuff because we shouldn't be afraid to talk about it. Even Viagra sales, are on the rise, but it takes guys several appointments before they will discuss with their doctor their need that they want that. So I'm not here pushing Viagra or not Viagra. I'm just saying we need to loosen it up and be okay talking about all of the things because regardless of age, we should want to have sex. We should enjoy the process. We should be capable. Guys, you should be able to hold an erection for more than a couple of minutes, and it should be nice and firm. Women, it should be an enjoyable process. So I want to help you get to that spot where you can have that amazing, healthy sex life. Now, I will tell you this right now. We're not going to talk about the emotional side of it. Emotions have a huge play, but if you need some breakdown of that, the video we did last week, which is on JanetHudsonWild.com, that was on the emotion and endocrine. So you can go watch that video. And then the last Saturday of this month, I'm doing one just on emotional release. And we'll talk a little bit more about the damage and trauma that can happen and some of those reasons why intercourse might not be the thing for you. But other than that, I'm going to assume that emotionally, we're in the right spot. We just got stuff, right? So I think the first thing we got to remember is what's normal because I think that we all have in our head that there's something wrong with me and our relationship and the amount of times we have sex, how long the sex lasts, how good the sex lasts. And I think it's because we think sex is like the movies. So I've been married 33 years, happily married, got married at the age of 18, and still with the same guy, madly, passionately in love. But I am here to tell you, sex changes through the years. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. And sex is not that the having a healthy, normal sex is not what we see on TV. It is not, 12 hours of having sex. If we're expecting that to be the normal, you're going to be disappointed every single time. Sex is not that the normal. Did you know that the average couple, like this was a study done with over 20,000 people, 20,000, that's a big number. And the average person only had sex once a week. It was only 26% of those people had sex once a week. The average was once a month, twice a month. Y'all, I'm just saying, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it also means things have changed. We are busy. We are so busy. We are so busy with so many things that just don't matter. We are busy with, we watch TV constantly. We have our phones on constantly. We are on social media constantly. And that's outside of our work and family and cooking and life. So because of that constant go, 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 that stress is affecting our desires because we're getting that dopamine fix that we used to get from intercourse and from companionship and touch. And we talked about that last week. We're getting that dopamine kick out from so many different things. Like somebody likes something of yours, and you get that little thing on your phone, and it goes ding, and you're ah, and that's a dopamine rush that we get, that neurotransmitter that we used to get in relationships that we do not get anymore. So those are some things we're going to talk about in one of the future classes. It's actually going to be on our thyroid and adrenal and talking about ways to lower that stress and change the neurotransmitters and what they're responding to. So that's a piece of why. I mean, think about it, ladies, and you are busy all day. You're doing your thing all day. You got all this going on. You have list after list after list going on. And then you get to the bedroom. The last thing you want to do is have sex. Like that's just like back burner, not going to happen. And so learning to change some of those things, again, that's going to be in the thyroid and the adrenal class. I just wanted to lay the foundation so you know that that's a piece of it, that that's part of the reason it's happening. The next thing is what is causing some of the dysfunction? Like, truthfully, men are younger and younger, testosterone is lower and lower. We are finding that women, our hormones, it used to be that we had progesterone going really good until we're in our late 30s, early 40s, and now they're finding that progesterone levels are even low in our 18 and 17, 16 year olds. So where is that dysfunction coming in? And some of the things that they're saying is things like diabetes. Diabetes is affecting whether or not our body can have proper hormone control. I mean, think about it. Diabetes is the pancreas and insulin and blood sugar being under control like it's supposed to be. Again, that's going to be one that we're going to cover in the very last week. We'll be going over the pancreas and insulin and all of those hormones. So I'm not going to hit it hard, but know that if you have blood sugar issues, that can be a piece of it. You'll also notice like when people go lower carb, that they find that their endurance and their stamina goes up a little bit. And it's because of that control in our blood sugar. Your body, insulin taking sugar and putting it into the cells so it can be burned for fuel. That fuel gives us energy. And diabetes is a problem with burning fuel. Instead, your body is storing all the fuel for later and saying, just take a rest right now. So we're tired all the time. Other things, uh, pain. We are a generation in pain. We have so much high levels of C-reactive protein and all these inflammatory markers, and they're causing pain. And when you're in pain, that's where the focus goes. Your brain is focused on that pain, and all you want to do is go to sleep so that the pain goes away, or we're taking medications that help with the pain or help with the blood sugar or help with the heart disease. And a lot of those medications, they're causing problems with our libido. It's messing with it. So again, I'm not for or against medicine. You do you. But if you start taking a medicine and you notice in the next month or so that you're having a loss of libido, or you think back and you go, oh, that's when I stopped being able to have an erection, so talk to your doctor. Your doctor wants you to communicate. And if there's an issue, there might be something else that they can do with you or for you. So think about that. Even a lot of the over-the-counter medications that people take for things like allergies and pain relief, those can affect your libido too. So think about what you're taking, what you do, and then do a little research yourself. If you take XYZ pill and you look it up and you say loss of libido and XYZ and it comes up with stuff, that's again when you get to make a choice so that you can change things out, because it's a choice to make sure that our hormones are functioning the way it's supposed to. There's things that we can do, and it's not out of our control. Anxiety, depression. Right now, y'all, we are so stressed out with everything that's going on in the world and being isolated. You know, we talked about this last week. There's things that we can do to be able to help with some of that, and but that's some of the cause. Menopause, andropause. Guys, you have a cycle, just like women have a cycle. Yours is a little bit different. You actually have a cycle day and night, even. So those are things, low estrogen or high estrogen, low testosterone, high testosterone. So we're going to be talking about those. Did you know that over a third of men that are over the age of 45, their testosterone levels are hugely low, like way low. And testosterone is not just a sex hormone. Testosterone is your heart. Your heart is a muscle. Testosterone affects all of the muscles in your body, right? So your heart is a muscle. So cardiovascular health and low testosterone, they go hand in hand. So we have to do some things that are going to elevate that. So what are some of the things that we can do? So diet, the foods that we're putting in, we got to make sure that it's real food. This is my biggest thing on every single time that I teach. It needs to be real food. No one needs Franken foods. No one needs things that have lists that are this long of all these different things. We don't need them. We have to choose real foods because in real foods there are nutrients that start to feed our system. Like I'm going to read a few of these. Walnuts. Did you know that walnuts improve your sperm, including the shape and motility? I found that fascinating. Strawberries, raspberries, berries, all are high in zinc, which control testosterone levels and are responsible for producing sperm. Avocados are high in folic acid and B6, which provide energy and stabilize hormones in general. Those good healthy fats, we talk about them. Watermelon contains citrulline, and citrulline helps partners with L-arginine, and it makes something called nitric oxide. Excuse me. And nitric oxide helps to relax the blood vessels. So we're talking about circulation, and that is the key when it comes to that. Almonds are another one that have high amounts of the L-arginine. Dark chocolate helps to release serotonin and endorphins. You wonder why we crave chocolates? That's the reason why we do. Eggs, amino acid L-arginine, which we just talked about. As a matter of fact, they did some studies that showed that eggs, just eggs, help with diagnosed erectile dysfunction. Eggs. So increasing the eggs because it's got good things in there. And I know my vegetarian friends right now are going, don't eat it, she's wrong. But listen, you do you. All I'm telling you is what some of the studies say, and you got to pick and choose. This one was like, oh, I don't know if I should tell people, but I have to. Coffee, and some of the studies shows that it's a stimulant. It can help spike your libido by stimulating the brain and heighten arousal. Now, guys, you have way higher amounts of testosterone in the morning than you do in the evening. So if you are finding you've got that low testosterone, maybe that little cup of coffee. And guess what? Green tea helps to give a boost to that testosterone. And ladies, I know you're going, oh, she's talking about testosterone. We all, male and female, have all of those hormones. So there's not just male hormones and just female hormones. We all have testosterone and estrogen and progesterone. We just have them in different amounts. So think about ladies. Number one killer of women is heart disease. What did I say testosterone does for the heart? It helps it to be strong and healthy. So we need healthy testosterones too. So when you're thinking of that boost, that green tea, you can think of things like even our sleek oolong green tea. That's a green tea that's designed for all kinds of other stuff that Gary put it together for. And it's got that chocolate essential oil in there and oh, it's just delicious. Y'all could try that. So overall, we want to start feeding our system so our body has the parts and pieces it needs to function. And in addition to feeding it, we have to change our environment. I am telling you right now, if you are on this call and you're like, I just want to get pregnant, like that's your thing, I have some really big words of wisdom to you, and it has nothing to do with any products that we have. It has to do with toxins. We are so inundated with so many toxins, and we don't even know what they're doing to us. We are clueless. And if you think I'm crazy, I'm actually going to put a link in here. This was like back in the 1990s. They found that there was this area in Florida that the alligator population was decreasing significantly. So they went in, they're like, what's going on with our alligators? And they started checking on these alligators, and they found that the penis sizes of these alligators was shrinking, like considerably smaller than alligators in other areas, and that the women were kicking out less eggs, and that the follicles, we have these little hairs that start to stimulate the egg production. Every mammal has that going on. But anyways, theirs were short, so they weren't ripening an egg, getting it ready to be able to be fertilized. And when they got done doing all their studies and figuring all their stuff out, it was pollution that had been going into this particular lake. And it was petrochemicals that were causing the problem. And it wasn't even just the alligators. When they went deeper, it was affecting all of the lives that were in there. And understand, we are inundated. We are living in a chemical shitstorm, y'all. It is all around us, and we have to choose to eliminate. And this is my best advice for people. So, even if you're not trying to get pregnant, you just want to be healthy, we have to choose what we are using. So, you get to choose what toothpaste you use. So, read the ingredient. Don't read the front. Don't read all the big words. Go on the back and look at the ingredients, and then go to the material safety data sheet. I will post the link where you can do this into the feed, into the comments. And you can go in there and you can legitimately put every ingredient in. And if you go in there and it says it's an endocrine disruptor, or it says that it causes cancer, or that it says that if something causes cancer and you keep using it, you're like, dude, I'm good with getting cancer. We have to use common sense. If you are trying to get pregnant and you're using shampoo that has endocrine disruptors in there, no wonder it's disrupting your body's endocrine system from chatting. So it can't turn things on and turn it off. We have to own that. We have to choose. One of the things I love about Young Living is I can grab any of their shampoos, toothpaste, mouthwash, lotions, all of their stuff, my makeup is all Young Living because I know that it's one less thing I have to be concerned about. I know that when I brush my teeth, I'm not like hoping that the plaque goes away and I don't get brain cancer. It should not be a trade-off, right? We should be able to use the things and feel good and choose your poison. So every single time you go to use those things, your cleaning product, y'all. Oh my gosh, the stuff that is in our cleaning products is literally killing us. That smell when you walk into your house and you've got the little plug-in type things that are doing all the read the ingredients, you guys. It's kicking our butt. This is my recommendation. If you're here and you're really trying to get straight, I want you to grab a big old trash can and I want you to go through your house and throw away all of those toxic cleaners. I want you to throw away all of the things or put it in a bag and take it to a shelter. Or if you're like, I can't waste it. It is not worth the few pennies. Like you can legit replace all of your cleaning products. We've got a kit called the Thieves Kit. You can replace every single cleaning product in your house, including all your oral health, for like $150. You can't tell me. And then that's going to last. That's not something you have to do every single month. I'm just saying, you are worth it, but it's a conscious decision. And then you got to go through and you got to clean your system. So, getting rid of your environment, you got to realize all that garbage is sitting in your cells, it's sitting in your bowels, it's just there. We have a line called our cleansing trio. I will post a link to a video on our cleansing trio, and it goes through and it reinstates the paracelsus and the movement so that all that garbage that we have been putting in, and all of the Fruity Loops and the chocolates and all the garbage, all the chips, all the things, all the chemically laden things that are inside your bowels, it helps to go through and clean them out and get it moving so now your body can absorb new, good, healthy things. So I'll post that link and it's 3 products. It is Comfort Tone, Essential Zyme, and ICP, and you need the 3. And then once you get that going and clean, I'm going to tell you what you need. Gary used to talk all the time. Like Gary Young, founder, used to talk all the time about our liver. And he always, the Liver Lovers Club, we got to love on our liver. And I know right now you're probably going, Shannon, we've been talking for like 20 minutes. Could you get to the hormones? This is the hormones. Your liver is the precursor to every other steroid hormone in your body. So your testosterone, it starts in the liver. Your liver has to do stuff. Your estrogen, your DHEA, all your steroid hormones start with the liver, but the liver has to be clean and functioning because the liver works like a sponge and it's just filled up. All those little holes are filled with gunk and we got to get it clean so your liver can go about doing its thing. Your liver does over 500 different functions, including making cholesterol, and cholesterol, that's the precursor to all those steroid hormones. So it goes from the liver, it kicks out cholesterol. Cholesterol makes something called pregnenolone. Pregnenolone then can turn itself into estrogen or testosterone or progesterone or DHEA, depending on what your body needs. This is the beauty of getting your system to start doing its own stuff. When we get a hormone replacement therapy and they do all your blood work and like, this is it, and you got your cream, and you're like, this is me, it's perfect. Understand, when they did all of that blood work, it's what your body needed that day because your system is different depending on your stress, depending on how much exercise you got, what you ate. Every single day, we are a fluid machine. So it changes. So although that may be really close to what you need, understand what's a little bit different with when you're taking care of yourself and trying some stuff is that you're giving your body precursors so it can then do what it needs to do. So the Liver Lover Club is this great, we've got Juva Power. Juva Power is a powder. Glad I brought some of this stuff and I don't have anything next to me. It's a powder that tastes like a V8. And you just mix it in water. You can drink it up. I mix my V8 with my V6 and just shake them up with some ice and I drink it down. And it is all the food for your lovely liver. It has beets and it's got beet greens and it's got dandelion and it's got all of these, it's got choline, all these different herbs that go in and just love on that liver. They just go in and it just delivers like, oh, I love it. And the liver takes all those nutrients and knows what to do with it. It keeps that healthy liver strong. I'm just saying. Then there's another partner to that, and that is our Juvatone. Juvatone is a capsule with more different types of food for the liver itself. So you got that cleansing trio, it starts the bowels moving. Then you've got your great Juva Power and Juvatone. And there's two oils. One is Juva Cleanse and one is Juva Flex. So we've got the Vitality, so you could just eat those, put those in teas. I highly recommend that you look up the different herbs that are in those because again, anytime you see Juva, Juva, it's about just rejuvenating your cells, keeping them strong and healthy. And usually our Juva line is going towards Liver Lovers Club. So those are some great ones that you can look into. Again, because it's all about getting it clean so that your body has the precursors that it needs to do all of its job. Just really gentle on the liver. So ladies, we're going to talk about one that you need, and guys, you can just check out for a minute. This one is for women that are in menopause, perimenopause, haven't started their cycle yet because they're too young, but they're kind of getting there somewhere around that 11, 12 years old. They can start taking it. This is for women in childbearing years. This is for women who are pregnant. So, okay, if you have lady bits, this is you. This is a $20 supplement called Femigen. Femigen is all about supporting our entire female endocrine system. So this is like that base foundation one for ladies. It is inexpensive, and this is a gift that you get for you. I used to tease and joke that Femigen and Progestins Plus you do so your family doesn't want to fight with you. But really, it's about balance for you because it helps to keep those estrogens like they're supposed to be. It helps to keep us in that balance instead of the cycle taking us like this and it's so crazy. What Femigen does is it just partners with our healthy system and it helps us to feel better. You're going to see some differences even in your skin because estrogen is potent. It is something that we are supposed to have. Estrogen is part of that balance. It is what helps keep our the system in balance. It helps with our bones. It helps with mental clarity. It helps with that that monthly cray cray. I'm telling you, by month 2 of Femigen, you are going to send me a thank you letter because it is that powerful. And it's one of those supplements that we just don't chat about a lot. And it's super inexpensive. Like, you guys, you have to try our Femigen. It has clary sage in there. Some essential oils that we don't usually take internally are already in your Femigen. And clary sage is amazing for what it does for our estrogen. It has sage in there, which also promotes that balance in that estrogens. What else do we have? Ylang ylang. Ylang ylang is all about balance, male and female. So when we say male and female, there's male and female vibrations. There's male and female that energy. There's male and female hormones, and it helps to bring that balance. So ylang ylang is in there, so you're getting that one internally. Fennel. Fennel is amazing. It is great for your entire glandular system. So we're talking about from a pituitary all the way down to, your root. This one is working. It is in there. It is great for your thyroid and adrenals. Fennel is just amazing. And it's already in your Femigen. So see how you're getting such a good balance when you have that one in there as a foundational so that everything else that you're going to do is going to work more effectively. All right, the next one I want to talk about, this one on the bottle literally says for women's health, but when Gary introduced this to us at Grand Convention, he said it was amazing for male and female. So you do you, but I want to talk about some of the stuff that is in the Endogize. So if I had to do a partner to that Femigen, it's going to be Endogize for you ladies. Endogize is amazing for focusing specifically on each individual gland. And in your Endogize, it has food for each one. This is powerful because not everything does that. And it has things like, I want to make sure I talk about this. Endogize, think energy. Think focus, think mental clarity, think those balanced hormones going on. Um, and when I say clarity, I mean, like, do you ever feel like you are just totally distracted? You're constantly going from one thing to the other and you can't get back to what you're doing. Energize helps to bring that in just like this. It helps that come back. It helps with stamina. It helps with that concentrated focus. So if you go to classes all the time and you're like, I can't remember anything they say, try playing with some Energize because it is powerful. Let's see, what else does it have? It has DHEA. We'll talk a little bit more about DHEA, but it has DHEA in there, which is a hormone that we make, but it declines as we age. So around age 30, DHEA starts going down, and DHEA is a part of that memory and that clarity and that focus that we're talking about. So that could be literally a game changer for you because it just keeps all those things popping. What else? Oh, it has ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is in several of the ones we're going to talk about. So you know what ashwagandha is. It's an adaptogen. So what it does is it adjusts our the way we respond to outside stuff. So all of the stressors, because stress is going to happen. Things we're going to have a blizzard, and there's going to be snow all over, and you're going to be living in Texas and be cold. You're going to like all those things are. It's going to happen. That doesn't go away. But what happens when you have an adaptogenic herb like your ashwagandha? It helps us to handle it so that we don't freak out. So everybody has stuff happen, but not everybody goes ah, right? And ashwagandha helps bring that balance there. That's the one that's in there. It has long folio, which is a herb that has been shown in several different studies, but one that I posted on here shows that it increases testosterone in as little as 5 weeks, and that's one of the many things that are in there. So there's several different herbs that are in there that are going to help with that. It also has some more of that L-arginine, which helps with the nitric oxide, which relaxes the blood vessels. So again, circulation. Think about that. Even women, if we're having an orgasm, whether it is clitoral or whether it is vaginal, having an orgasm requires us to have good circulation so that that blood is flowing. It's a piece of that. So those are huge ones that are in there. So neurotransmitters, one of the ingredients that are in there helps to increase your acetylcholine levels. And your acetylcholine is, again, memory, focus, energy. Those are all different things. Like legit, I could probably do an entire class just on Endogize, and that is male or female. And now, Gary said when you first start taking it, do like one in the morning and one in the evening, and then do it for about 4 weeks. Then give your body about 2 weeks off because, again, everything that we're talking about is teaching your body to continue doing what it's designed to do. So by giving that 2 weeks, it gives your body time to catch up and go, ooh, yeah, and it starts doing some of the balance, and then you can go back onto it. If it feels too strong when you first start 2 a day, you can start with 1 a day. And what I mean by that is sometimes you might feel like all of a sudden it's just too much, like too much clarity, too much everything. So you might need to come in a little bit slower because you've been foggy. So this is just to wake all that good stuff up and keep it running right. Now I want to talk about the one that you ladies knew I was going to get to, and it is Prodestin Plus. I think that when it comes to the hormones, the one that most of us talk about the most is our Predescence Plus. And that's because you will feel a difference as soon as you start applying it. Where everything else, it takes a little bit as your body builds up and says, hey, I am the me I was designed to be, gives back the food. Predescence Plus is our progesterone precursor. It's made from wild yam and Progessence Plus, you're going to put on your throat, you're going to put it on your arms, you can put it on your belly, any fatty area, put it on a couple of times a day, and it's just going to help us because what happens is we have a normal cycle of progesterone going up and down. It's a normal daily cycle. And so when you apply progesterone, your levels go up for about 3 hours and then they start to slowly come back down and then you go back on. So I usually tell ladies just 1 or 2 drops. It's not a lot, and put it on every time you go to the bathroom so that you're keeping your levels high. When they first started doing progesterone studies, and it was transdermal progesterone that women were using or vaginal progesterone, they would have them do it right before bed and then the women would sleep better because progesterone helps us to sleep. It helps us to function better. It helps us to feel sexy. It helps us with all of our own pheromones and feeling good and positive and all the different things progesterone does. So many different things. It's the balancer to estrogen. It's partner. Those two. It's the yin and the yang. Is estrogen and progesterone. But we used to tell people to put it on at bedtime and then your progesterone levels would go up. But then by the time you woke up in the morning, it was cranky Shannon that woke up because the progesterone levels were already down. And so keeping where I'm using my Progestins Plus on a regular basis, I get to be the happy Shannon. And there have been times where I'm not taking it or you get out of habit. You just get out of habit of things. And my kids used to come up and be like, here, Mom, here's your Progestins Plus. I'm like, oh, okay. I must be snipping and snapping for my kids to feel like I need it. So it's one of those you will get. I feel like when I'm doing my Progestins Plus every few hours, like I said, three to 4 times a day. It doesn't have to be like a ton. It's 1 or 2 drops. I find like I get more done. I feel I get more accomplished. I feel that I remember things better. I feel that I have more energy, and I for sure feel sexier. I for sure feel more feminine. I for sure feel just I feel better about me. I want to say I gotta feel sexier, and those are all good things. So there's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's okay to feel sexy or want to feel sexy. And Progestins Plus, bringing the sexy back. I'm just saying, and it's also really calming. If you feel frazzled all the time, Progestins Plus can help you to have that calm in the midst of the storm. Right? That's one of those. The next one I want to talk about is it's actually two products. I'm going to talk about them at one time. One is pregnenolone plus body cream. It is a lotion. I can't believe I brought nothing in. It is a lotion that you use. You only use about a dime size amount when you do. I'll come back to that one in a minute. And the other one is a supplement called PD8020. So it's letter P, letter D, the number 80, the number 20, PD8020. Now, the reason why I'm talking about them together is they both have two really important hormones, precursor hormones. So PD8020 is 80% pregnenolone and 20% DHEA. Now, I want to go back to, remember we talked about the liver and how the liver kicks out cholesterol and cholesterol kicks out pregnenolone, and then your body makes whichever hormones, steroid hormones that it needs directly from the pregnenolone, that's the precursor. That's what's in this bottle is the precursor so that your body can get that jump start of feeling strong. Now, again, both of those hormones are supposed to be made by our body. So this is just giving a little boost. And I always tell people that PD8020 is a powerhouse herb. And if you research it, some people say that that's way too much DHEA, it's way too much PD8020. But I can tell you from the experiences that I've had, it is powerful. It is one of those that men could even take twice a day, morning and night. Women, maybe 3 times a week, just take it right before bed. Because what it does is it goes in and it gives that boost. So then my body, if it is needing some serious estrogen from pregnenolone, my body will go estrogen, estrogen, estrogen. It'll make all the estrogen it needs. But if it's like I got plenty of estrogen, but you know what I need? I need some progesterone. It will pop out progesterone. So I don't have to know what it's going to do. And here's the coolest thing because it is something my body always produces. If my body doesn't need it to turn into a hormone, which would be shocking, it's going to use it to do other things. It can break down the molecules and it can turn it back into cholesterol, or it can go to something else and it builds it. Now, understand that pregnenolone and DHEA, like I said, it's the one that declines. So think muscle mass. That is a part of creating that muscle mass we're supposed to have. Healthy skin, guys, erections. Let's just talk what it is and being able to have a nice hard erection that stays hard as long as you need it to stay hard. And then the cream itself also has that pregnenolone and DHEA in it, but it also has all kinds of different oils that are in there as well. And that's something you're going to use topical. So ladies, you can use that on your breast. Men, you could put that dime size amount and use that directly on your shaft and testicles. Rub that right in. It can be used right before sex. It can be used as a lubricant. It's amazing because it really does work with that circulation and blood flow, and it's super good for the skin. And we do get lots of absorption from anything that we apply. So just think longevity, guys, when you're applying this. And in a minute, we're going to be talking about some of the different oils that you can partner with that. And you're going to see some differences there with that circulation, blood flow, longevity going on. Let's see. Oils. Yeah, this is the list of oils that's in that cream. Is that crazy? These are just oils. This is what's in there. That it's just a powerhouse. So guys, I'm going to talk straight to you for a minute. Now, technically, ladies, you can use this support. I know several women that use this one a couple of times a week because this is our Power Jize. Power Jize is kind of like our Endo Jize, but geared a little bit more towards men. So this one has like epimedium in there. It has long jack. It has horny goat root, and all of these are ones that help traditionally to help with testosterone. So these are already in that power diet, but also the herbs and the oils that are in here help with muscles. It helps with stamina. It helps that longevity we just talked about. It helps with that. It helps with that energy, that focus, that memory. One of the biggest complaints I get from women about their man is that their man doesn't remember anything they talk about and that they're totally disinterested in anything. They don't want to go anywhere. They don't want to do anything. They have no interest. They go to work, they come home, they don't want to do anything. You'll see a difference with Power Jize. Power Jize is about bringing that back. So hashtag all night long. It's all about endurance. It's all about that stamina and getting that man inside you back out. So that manliness that you felt, you can get that back. That's part of Power Jize. Now, ladies, if you are working out or you're exercising or you're changing all your diet and you want to get some muscle definition going, remember we need testosterone too. Again, our beautiful heart. So you could do Power Jize. I just probably wouldn't do it 2 a day every day. So it's one of those that kind of like I said with the PD8020, women can take it, every other day or 3 times a week. You could do the same thing with the Power Jize. Now you do you. If you get it and you're like, man, this is the one, it is flipping all my switches. You do you. There's nothing that says you can't. But the fact that it helps so much with relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, but getting the energy back up. Like that's an amazing combo. So we're not so, but we're just like, all right, let's do it. Because what happens, we'll talk more in the thyroid class about this. What happens when that constant is going on is your little adrenals are just getting tired. And no matter what else you try to do, until you get those adrenals turned on, you're just going to want to stay home and do nothing. So I'm just saying. Now I know this isn't really hormone, but I never know where else to put this particular supplement. And this is prostate health. So since I'm talking to our men for a minute, I want to talk about prostate health. This is a supplement that you do not want to wait until you need it. It's again a $20 thing, like Semagen for ladies, $20 thing. Gotta get prostate health. It is pumpkin seed. It is zinc. Everybody's all about the zinc. Where do I find zinc? It's in your prostate health. You got that going on. But then it has all kinds of different essential oils. It has geranium. It has lavender. It has fennel. It has myrtle. All of these are all about loving on your amazing prostate. And the thing is I think most people don't even know what the prostate does. The prostate is this teeny tiny little gland that is right along the track where the semen goes out. And the prostate is the what people call pre-cum. that liquid that comes out is actually a fluid coming from the prostate, and it goes through and it cleans out that whole tract there so that when any semen comes out to get someone pregnant, then that semen will be whole, healthy, and strong because the prostate cleaned it out. Now, what happens is when that gland isn't drained on a regular basis, think lymphatic system, those are glands, it has to be drained. Sebum, if you have spots on your skin that have all kinds of gunk, it'll get all pussy and ucky. Well, the same thing can happen to the prostate when it's not drained on a regular basis. All right. So the beautiful thing about our prostate health isn't about fixing a broken prostate. It's about loving on a prostate so it stays strong and healthy, doing what it's designed to do. So it doesn't get inflamed and swollen and cut off flow and then sex can't happen. It's about keeping it clean. I'm just saying. So then there's some oils that are all for him and her. So this is male, female, ylang ylang. We talked about it a little bit. This is balancing the male and the female. This is one that you could apply on a regular basis or make into a bedroom spray or diffuse in your bedroom or in the evening when you're trying to get yourself all in the mood. Kids are asleep and you're trying to get in that place. Then you've got things like fennel. Fennel, again, it came in some of the supplements because it's so powerful for what it does for the overall endocrine system. Endoflex, like you need to write that down. Endoflex. Endoflex is the powerhouse. It's the one that you almost always see me put on after my frankincense. The other red bottle is Endoflex because that is about um, Endoflex vitality. You can take, and it is talking to the entire endocrine system. It's just one that helps with that communication. That remember that frequency and vibration we talked about in the class last week, and opening up all that stuff. That's Endoflex, and you can take the Endoflex vitality directly under your tongue. You can put it in tea. You can sip it all the different things. You can use it in any lube that you make. So you use some V6 or coconut oil or whatever. We're going to talk about some lubes in a minute. But Endoflex is amazing used in one of those lubes. So you can take that topical Endoflex, put 20, 30 drops in with V6 or coconut, and it's going to warm some things up and you'll see some good reactions from it. So then men, I got some specifics for you. Remember I said with that Pregnenolone Plus, there was some oils that you could do that you could partner. One of those is Mister. Mister is a blend that Gary made um, for men years and years ago, and it's all about the male body. It's all about you, and it is one that you can put just a few drops directly on your shaft. It doesn't have to have any oil to diffuse it. You can if you want to, but it's not hot. It wouldn't be uncomfortable. And then you can partner that with goldenrod. You're used to tease all the time, just to help us remember it. Goldenrod for goldenrod. You'll never forget it. But that goldenrod with the mister, they're powerful. They're really good ones that you can apply and they feel good. They warm, they heat up, they help with that erection just because the warmth and the heat helps with bringing a little bit of blood flow. You know how that is. Like you put a heating pad on and you get that blood flow. Same general concept. The next one is Idaho Blue Spruce. So this is one, again, you can layer directly on the shaft and on the testicles and apply that just a few drops. And it's better. I know everybody always wants to make it easy and put them all in one little blend, but it is better if you layer them. So you do Mister. Mister has a little bit of a fatty oil in there, so it will slow the absorption a little bit. Then you're going to put the goldenrod. Then you would do Idaho Blue Spruce, which all of these you could also use anywhere else. You could put them around your ankles. There's some good hormone pressure points you could rub them on. And then the last one is Shutron. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to wear Shutron every single day. Put it on your chest, put it on your neck. We have an entire line of shampoos, conditioners, body wash, shaving cream on Shutron, and that's for our men. And it helps men feel that manliness. So it's powerful, and it's also women are drawn to it. We are attracted to that aroma. So you wearing that also makes us happy. So it's a win-win. But you can take a few drops of those and put that on the ones that you would be applying to your shaft. And then that dime size amount of that Pregnenolone Plus over the top of it. And just rub all that in. And that's something you could do every single morning. Remember, I said, men, you have a cycle and you have more testosterone in the morning than you do later in the evening. So you could do that in the morning and then in the evening, and that's something that will start working on helping you with that blood flow situation going on. And yes, you could have intercourse directly after it. So all these would be fine if they ended up in the vagina. They're not going to be a problem. So I usually have after these classes, people send me so many questions. So if you have private questions you want to ask, you are more than welcome to. Then women, I have a few for you. One is going to be Jasmine. Now, Jasmine is in our Progestins Plus, so you will get some in there. It's also in some of the other female ones that we just talked about. But Jasmine has been used for centuries. The aroma as an aphrodisiac. It is one that women makes us feel beautiful. It is actually an absolute instead of an essential oil. I'll teach on that another day, but it is one that you can spray in the room. You can have in your diffuser. It's just a beautiful aroma. Again, it will make you feel sensual and beautiful and helps to quiet that mind and encourage other things. Then you've got clary sage. Clary sage is the one that I said was in the endo. It's in one of the products I just talked about. Oh my gosh, my brain just went empty. But it's in there because it helps with estrogen. Oh, it's in there for Progestins Plus. Nope, Semagen. So the clary sage is in there, but it's also one that you can just apply. You can put that over your chest. You can put that around your ankles. You can make a spray. You can diffuse it. All the different things that we just talked about. You can do the same thing. And then dragon time. I want to pause here and say this right now. I still think it's hilarious that Gary named this one Dragon Time. And I think that Mary probably made him sleep on the couch for a little bit after doing it because Dragon Time is for that time of the month when we feel like a dragon. So you can apply this during your menstrual cycle. You can put it on your abdomen. It's going to help you to feel more comfortable. Great for your breast. If you get sore, achy breasts on your cycle, you can just take Dragon Time, rub them all over the girls. You can take, a little bit of peppermint and wintergreen helps too, very soothing. But that's Dragon Time. Now, here's the deal. Dragon Time can be used as needed, but for my girls, when they were younger, I started them right away on Progestins Plus and Dragon Time every single day. And the change, because I had 3 teenage girls at one time, and they never went to that crazy emotion thing. We never went through that. And I fully believe now, it wasn't until they were adults that they even knew that you got cramps on your periods because they just used it all the time. So they stayed more even. Of course, they had the ups and downs, but they weren't these, right? This is what we usually go through. And by doing it every day, they were able to keep that balance. So you can do whatever you want with it. It worked really well for my family. They didn't do it anything deep or scientific. They took their Progestins Plus, they rubbed it on a different spot every day, and they took their not clary sage, Dragon Time, and they rubbed it on every day. It is what it is. And they didn't care about the aroma. They gave it to their friends. They had their teenage friends using it, and it really had us a community of girls that just didn't go through the crazies. So that might be something you want to play with. The other one I want to talk about is Lady Scleral. Now this one is really powerful, one that I highly recommend that uh, it has clary sage, it has geranium, it has bergamot, it has ylang ylang. This would be like those perimenopause, menopause situations going on. You could use that. So you can rub that one on, like I said, all over your chest. You can rub it on your legs because this is one that's going to help your body, encourage it to do good things. It will feel amazing. You can even take that one. It's got your jasmine, it's got sage, it's got so many good things. And mine, I have in a roll on so that I can just take it out and roll it on a regular basis. I'm all about convenience, and I just put a roll-on filament in the Lady Scleral, so I can just rub it on whenever I need it, and it partners really well to keep me balanced. I still have a cycle. I think I'm in perimenopause, kind of where I am. I have missed a couple of times each year having a cycle, so I think that's where I am right now. So now we're going to talk about some of the fun stuff. We're going to talk about lubes and massage oils. So the first thing I want to tell you is Young Living has an entire line of massage oils that are perfectly fine to use during intercourse. So you don't even have to go out and create all kinds of stuff. One of them is Sensations. Sensation is full of a lot of the oils we just talked about that are all for getting you in the mood, all those sensual oils. So one of my personal favorite mixtures is to literally take Sensations, and I put about 3 ounces, and then Sensation massage oil because that gives us a base because that V6 is wonderful for giving that lubrication back, ladies. And then to it, I do about 20 drops of, don't judge me, peppermint and Idaho blue spruce. Oh, okay, let me give you the numbers. I wrote the numbers down because I know some of you need that. So it's 3 ounces of Sensation massage oil. It is 20 drops of peppermint because the heat brings the circulation. It's really important to get that little bit of heat. I call this light the fire because it warms up and it really is a wonderful, wonderful sensation. Then 12 drops of Idaho blue spruce for obvious reasons. Then it's got 10 drops of wintergreen, which again brings that little bit of a heat. It is not uncomfortable because the Sensations, the V6, cools it off a little bit, but it brings the layers of warmth. And then you've got 10 drops of endoflax. And that's my go-to. 20 drops of peppermint. Oh, I have peppermint on here 2 times. Spearmint. So it is 20 drops of peppermint, 12 drops of Idaho blue spruce, 10 drops of spearmint, 10 drops of wintergreen, and 10 drops of endoflex. So if you have never used essential oils in the bedroom that way, please know they get warm. Warm is not bad, warm is good. But if you haven't done it before, you might want to wait on your wintergreen and your peppermint and start with just the Sensations. You can also play with it yourself. Get yourself some V6. I usually do about 3 ounces of the vegetable type oil. And then you can add different oils in. So if there's an aroma that when you smell it, just makes you happy, put a few drops of that into your own personal lube, and then put a few drops of something else. And look at the different ones that we've talked about that are great. That we've taught, clary sage and endoflax and ylang ylang and Idaho blue spruce. Those are all ones that are very partner with enjoying sex. So you can take those and just make your own little blend and try it. And just know that hot is not bad. It won't burn you. It will be very enjoyable. And if your significant other doesn't know you're doing it, it's kind of a fun addition because you can massage the entire body and take it all the way to the end. And it really is very sensual process going on. So those are some things. Also, play with right now they're both out of stock. Probably because it's Valentine's, but OrthoEase and OrthoSport. Now, those are typically for muscles, right? So you did a big workout and you need to be able to relax those muscles or something like that. But those are delightful in the bedroom, you guys, because again, they have that heat, but it's not heat that's going to be uncomfortable. It's heat that's very, very enjoyable. So spray, like I said, use your diffusers, use your things, but then it's okay to just plan it. If you have been with the same person for a long time, it's okay to say, baby, I really need to have sex. Like I need to have sex. What day this week do you want to plan it? Because we're so busy. We have stuff going on and say, all right, Tuesday, you and me, we'll put the kids to get to bed and let's just plan it. Because then you can be thinking about it and working into it. And if plans change and you're just not ready, just talk to each other. I think the biggest problem that couples have is we don't communicate. We need to talk. We need to be able to say, "Ooh, I don't like it when you do that," or "Ooh, do that, baby." It's just chat, just talk. It's good relationship advice, whether it's in the bedroom or in the kitchen or anywhere that you go. I also want to remind you next this Saturday there is no class because you can sign up to see Young Living is doing discoveryl.com and it's an online class that they're doing. So I'm not going to compete with Young Living. Only $15 for it. You can go to younglivingusa.com to find the link. I will also post the link in here so that you can find it if you need it. So enjoy them on Saturday, this Thursday at 6 p.m. We have our brand partners workshop, and we are talking about re-ranking and getting your mojo back, like getting ready to just run and what we can do for the re-ranking and all the different things. So it's going to be great. You're invited to join us for that. Replays of everything is always posted on Shannon Hudson YL. And February 23rd, so next Tuesday, we're going to be doing healthy thyroid and adrenals. And you guys, that's one you need to be at. If you have skipped everything else or you haven't shared these videos with other people, thyroid and adrenals. It is the number one problem going on. Okay, guys, love you. If you have any questions, post them over there. I will get them answered today. Enjoy the snow.